today our topic is equations with variables on both sides. So our learning target is how can I solve equations with variables on both sides. Review. Our steps for solving multi-step equations, so in that first blank is distribute. Remember, distribute is those parentheses. Combine like terms, undo addition and subtraction, and undo multiplication or division. Those were our steps. Now we're going to add in one more step right here, step 2. We are going to add one more. We're going to distribute still first, but then for step 2, we're going to get variables to one side. Then we're going to combine like terms, undo addition and subtraction, undo multiplication or division. Those are our steps. Examples. So, we look first, distribute. We don't have any distribution, no parentheses, so we move to get variables to one side. You look, now we have an x over here, and we have an x over here. We need to get the x's together. So, to do that, we need to move one of the x's by undoing it. So on this side, we have a minus 8x. To undo a minus 8x, to get it over on the other side, we have to do the opposite, which is plus 8x. Plus 8x. Negative 8x plus 8x is 0. It crosses off. We're left with this 7 over here on the end, so the 7 is going to come down. 7 equals 4x plus 8x equals 12x minus 17. Combine like terms. So that's what we did right here. We did the 4x plus the 8x. We combine those like terms. We have nothing else to combine, so now we can undo our addition and subtraction. We have to undo this minus 17 with a plus 17 on both sides. 7 plus 17 is 24. 12x comes down. Negative 17 and a positive 17 make 0, so we don't have that anymore. Last step, we're doing 12 times x, so we need to undo that multiplication with division. We're going to divide both sides by 12. 24 divided by 12 is 2. 12 divided by 12 is 1, so we're left with 1x. So x equals 2. Next example, we have 20 plus c equals 4c minus 7. Now one thing to note, if we just have a variable with no number, it's really a 1 there. Remember, 20 plus 1c equals 4c minus 7. So, no distribution because we don't have any parentheses, but we do need to get our variables to one side of the equal sign. So we have a variable here, we have a variable here, we want to move one to the other. Undo a plus 1c with a minus 1c on both sides. 20 comes down. 1c minus 1c is 0. 4c minus 1c is 3c. And then the minus 7 comes down as well. Now if we look, we have 3c minus 7 over here on the side with our variable now. We're looking at 3c minus 7. Before we can undo the multiply by 3, we have to undo this minus 7. Undo a minus 7 with a plus 7. 20 plus 7 is 27 equals 3 times c. Negative 7 plus 7 make 0. Next piece is to undo this multiplication here with division. We're multiplying by 3, so we want to divide by 3. 27 divided by 3 is 9. 3 divided by 3 is 1, and c. Last example here on this page, we have 24 minus 3m equals 5m. M here and M here, we need to get them to one side. So let's move this minus 3m by doing a plus 3m. We do it to one side, we have to do it to the other. 24 comes down. Negative 3m plus 3m makes 0, and 5m plus 3m makes 8m. Now if we look at our variable, 8m, that's multiplication. So to undo our multiplication, to get that m by itself, to isolate our variable, we need to divide by 8. Undo that times 8 with divide by 8. We get m equals 24 divided by 8 equals 3. Next example, now we're adding in that distributive property. So first off, we are going to need to distribute. You see those parentheses means distribute. We're going to take the 2, give it to the 3z, and the 2 to the 4 through multiplication. 2 times 3z is 6z. 2 times 4 is 8, and the minus sign stays in the middle. And then 5z minus 2 over here. Now we need to get our variables to one side. We have a 5z there and a 6z there. We need to get the variable to one side. Let's move the 5z. The 5z is positive, so to undo a positive 5, we need to do a minus 5z minus 5z. 5z minus 5z cancels out. Bring down the minus 2, the negative 2. 6z minus 5z is 1z. Bring down the minus 8. Now we need to get that z all by itself. We're subtracting 8, so we need to undo that with a plus 8. Negative 2 plus 8 is 6 equals 1z, which is really just z. Negative 8 plus 8 is 0. Z is all by itself, so that means z, that is our final answer, z equals 6. Our second example with distribution. If we look, we see a fraction. Don't let the fraction scare you. 1/4 just means we're dividing the numbers by 4. So we're going to take 1/4, distribute it to the 16x and the 60. 1/4 of 16x would be 4x. Divide 16 by 4 and we get 4. 1/4 of 60 would be 15. Divide 60 by 4. Now we have minus 5, 9x. Another strategy for working with fractions is you could change 1/4 into the decimal 0.25 and use 0.25 to multiply through, whichever way you're more comfortable with. Now we have 9x minus 5 equals 4x plus 15. Now we have a 9x over here and a 4x over here. We want to move one of them. Now, for most of this time, we've been moving the one on the left, but I'm going to move the one on the right over here. I'm going to move the 4x. Now, the way I choose to move my variable is I choose the smaller number, because then I don't have to work with negatives. So I'm looking at 9x and 4x. 4x is smaller, so I'm going to move 4x. 4x is positive, so to undo a positive 4x, we need to do a minus 4x. 9x minus 4x is 5x. Bring down the minus 5 equals 4x minus 4x is 0, and we bring down the positive 15. Now we have 5x minus 5 equals 15, so we need to undo the minus 5 with a plus 5 on both sides. Minus 5 plus 5 makes 0. We bring down the 5x equals 15 plus 5, which is 20. Last step, we have 5 times x. We need to undo that with division. Divide both sides by 5. We get x equals 4. All right, the last piece is solve a real-world problem. A gym offers 2 packages for membership. The basic plan consists of an upfront fee of $50 with a $5 fee per visit. Now remember, that word per means you are multiplying. So let's just write an expression for that. We have $5 per visit, so $5 times your number of visits plus that upfront fee of $50. That means you're just going to have to pay that one time, but we do have to calculate that into our fee. So that would be the basic plan. Then the super plan, much better than the basic plan, it's super, consists of a $200 upfront fee with a $2 fee per visit. Which plan is more economical? Well, let's write an expression for that super plan. So you have that $2 fee per, remember, means multiplying. So $2 fee per visit, plus that upfront fee of $200. Now, when it says which plan is more economical, we want to know which one's going to be cheaper in the long run. So in order to figure that out, we have to set these two expressions equal to each other. We need to set the basic plan equal to the super plan and solve for v. Figure out which one's going to be cheaper in the long run. So we have 5 times v plus 50 equals 2 times v plus 200. We need to get our variables to one side. We have 5v over here. We have 2v over here. Move the smaller one. So 2v is smaller. 2v is positive. We need to do minus 2v. Minus 2v. 5v minus 2v is 3v. Bring down the plus 50 equals 2v minus 2v is nothing. And we have 200 left over. Subtract the 50 from both sides to undo the plus 50. We get 3v equals 200 minus 50 is 150. Get the v all by itself by undoing that multiply by 3 with a divide by 3. And we get v equals 50. So what that means is after 50 visits, the super plan is going to be better. So if you're going to go more than 50 times, so 50 times or more to the gym, you want the super plan. If you are going to go less than 50, so 50 or fewer, then you're going to want to go with the basic plan. Because at 50 visits, the two plans are equal in cost, but once you start going more than 50 times, the super plan is going to be better. If you're going to go less than 50 times, the basic plan will be better. That's all the notes I have for you today. Thank you for watching this video, and please subscribe to my YouTube channel.